My name is Hannah Rose, and after 5 years of watching YouTube videos of van life and bus life, I am officially posting my very own first YouTube video in my own bus. This is Clementine, the Chevy bus. She's a 2008 6-window wheelchair lift bus that I bought out of California last June. One of the most exciting parts about buying a new bus is planning the layout. It's full of potential. You have no idea what's going to go where. You don't know what the end result's going to look like. So I want to talk about my layout today and why I decided to put everything where I put it, some of the factors that influenced my decisions, and how it turned out. When I first switched over from wanting to live in a van to wanting to live in a bus, I was kind of playing around with the idea of how many windows I needed, between a 5-window to like a 7-window. I knew that a 4-window was too small because I wanted to bring my pets with me, but the minute you get into the 7-window range, it goes from small bus to mid-sized bus, and they're the ones that have the bus engines that are harder to do maintenance on. I was going to find a 5-window bus because they were more common, and then I saw an ad for this one pop up, and it was 6 windows, and it was absolutely perfect. It was the exact size that I wanted. It has the more square shape, which makes it a little bit easier to build, aside from the traditional really round school buses. This bus is a little bit taller than other school buses just because it does have the wheelchair accessible lift in the back. We took it out, one of the first things we did when we brought it home. But that means it has 2 doors in the back, which I love because it gives me an extra emergency escape in case I need it. It's also a lot taller than the emergency bus door in the back, so it gives me like more access to my back storage area. Because it is a wheelchair lift, the entire floor is raised up higher than on regular school buses, which means that I didn't have to build around any of the wheel wells on the side. So it gave me a lot more storage to work with inside because I didn't have to build around them. Another reason I decided that I would not be able to go with the van is because I do have a snake. His name is Maui, and I plan on taking him with me. And he was tiny when I got him, but now he's about 3.5 feet long, which means that I'm going to need at least a 4-foot terrarium to accommodate him. I had to plan the entire layout around his terrarium to make sure that he had plenty enough space, to make sure he would be by an open window where he would be able to get fresh air, to make sure he had plenty of electricity for his heat lamps. So he's going to be very spoiled, and pretty much the entire layout of my bus was designed around my snake. Okay, pause real quick. I just want to say really quick before I show you guys the layout that this is not a professional bus build. I'm 21, I was 20 when I bought it, I didn't know how to use any kind of power tools. All of this was done in my backyard. I didn't have any professional help. It definitely looks like an amateur build, it doesn't look professional, it doesn't look like perfect, beautiful, neat like a lot of buses you see on Instagram. But I think it's still important to show when buses aren't perfect and beautiful and neat because I'm really proud of the fact that I did a lot of this by myself. So I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. I hope you guys like the layout I did, and I promise it will be coming together and looking a little bit nicer once I get some decorations up. So this is the bench that Maui's tank is going to sit on. I actually built it from scratch all by myself, which I'm really proud of, even though it's a little bit wonky. I had to build it myself because I was looking online for something that would be low enough, because the problem is I didn't want his terrarium to be level with the window, and his terrarium is 16 to 18 inches high. I didn't want his heat lamps to be accidentally falling out of the window, so I had to make sure it was low enough to be below the window. So anyway, I just decided to build something myself to make sure it was the perfect size. Underneath his terrarium is where the diesel heater lives. It is a Chinese diesel heater that my dad helped me install. And then up above, I've got a storage shelf where I'm going to keep all of my pet supplies. Hopefully a dog one day, because I would love to have a dog. I already have a cat. So my bed is a full-size bed width-wise, but it's actually a little over a foot longer than a queen-size bed, which I loved. I just love it. It's super comfortable. I made my bed a little bit higher than most people would put their bed. I actually posted it online, got a bunch of people telling me I needed to lower it, but I wanted to make it high on purpose because I built a small dog area underneath it, and I wanted to make sure that that wasn't cramped. And then on top of that, I have a bunch of outdoor gear. I have a paddleboard, I have a bag just for my mermaid tail, my camping chair, an outdoor table, outdoor stove. So those are all things that I wanted to make sure I had accommodations for. This is my skylight. I specifically chose to put the skylight above my bed because I like the idea of having a view of the stars when I'm camping, and also because I can use my bed as a stepladder and then use the skylight as an emergency hatch and climb on top of my roof. Across from Maui's terrarium is where the bathroom is. I wanted it to be close to the bed area, not be in the way, but still easily accessible. I made sure it's fully insulated for the benefit of me and any friends who might be traveling with me. I don't have a toilet in here yet. I don't have an overhead cabinet in here yet. but it will be in there shortly. So I know that like the shower situation and bathroom situation in vans and buses can get kind of controversial at sometimes. A lot of people say that they would never go on the road without having a shower in their vehicle. A lot of people don't even have a bathroom and they just use public toilets at gas stations. I'm definitely somewhere right in the middle. I did not want to have an indoor shower. Like with the kitchen, I don't know anything about plumbing. I didn't want to have to worry about a hot water heater, and I don't like the idea of taking cold showers in the winter. Having enough water to be able to take a decent shower would make the bus so much heavier. It would require extra water storage, a water heater, and I just didn't want to deal with that. I would way rather take a super long shower at Planet Fitness where I don't have to worry about refilling the water after, I don't have to worry about running out of hot water, I don't have to worry about how heavy my bus is with water. I did not want my friends to have to worry about finding the next gas station to go to the bathroom, or for camping having to walk down the road to go to the bathroom, so I really wanted to make sure I had a toilet in the bus. When I spent 5 years researching van life, there's not room for a full-size shower in a van. So I was already planning on having a really small bathroom with no shower, but I upgraded to a bus. I realized that there were so many other ways I could use the extra space, and it was just more worth it to me than having a shower with me. One of my favorite parts about this bus, and I was really excited when I started planning the layout for it, is this dinette booth. It's a little bit wider than I've seen a lot of people have, and I wanted to make sure that 2 people could sit side by side. So you can't have 4 people sitting at this table, maybe 5 if you add another chair. If you can't tell, I love having friends with me on trips. I love meeting new people. I love inviting people in and hosting, so I wanted to make sure I could still do that even though I live in a bus. Another reason I really love this booth, going from having friends over, is that this turns into a bed. It's a little bit smaller than a twin-size bed. It's a little bit shorter, but it's still really comfortable. These are memory foam mattresses. This table folds down and then the mattresses cover it to make the full bed. My friends have already stayed on it before and they say it's pretty comfortable. I love how it's right by the window. I love how the upper head cabinets plus the walls on either side give it this little nook feeling. It feels very cozy. It feels really comfortable. When we first started taping the layout, I was really worried that this bench would come out too far and too close to the kitchen and wouldn't have a good walkway area, but then after building it, it's actually just feels perfect. I love it. And then next to the bench seats behind me is my closet. It was just the top half of the closet because underneath is my storage for my electrical, but I didn't need a whole lot of room for my closet just because I'm going to have my clothes other places. The closet is mainly going to be for my PJs, and then for the hanging up clothes that I didn't want to get wrinkled on a daily basis. So I have my nicer jackets, my pantsuits, my dresses, my rompers, things that I just wanted to stay a little bit nicer, and then everything else is kind of rolled up or folded into storage bins that I have underneath this bench and then on top of here. I wanted to make sure that I had a clear divide between my living area and my driving area, one to help keep it a little bit cooler in here, and also just because I think that the curtains just make it feel more homey, make it feel more comfortable instead of having the driver's seat and the dashboard right in front of me. The last thing in this little circle tour is going to be my kitchen. I have a really small counter space. It's only 54 inches long, but honestly, I don't really cook. I'm sure I will more when I'm traveling, but as of right now, I don't need a lot of kitchen space. I just wanted to make sure that I had a big enough sink to do my dishes. I wanted to make sure I had enough storage for maybe a toaster oven, a little plug-in grill, enough storage for pantry items up top. The thing that I think I splurged on the most for my kitchen would definitely be my fridge. I'm obsessed with it. It's got a little cute retro style. It's really cute and it has plenty of room for snacks. So originally I was not going to have a window above my kitchen, but one of my best friends talked me into it because she told me that it would let light in and it would be a lot more homey and cozy. And I'm so glad I listened to her because afterwards I discovered that I can actually push this sink handle outside the window, and that means I can take outdoor showers directly from my storage unit. I don't have to have an extra water tank. I don't have to have a water heater or anything, and so it's just going to be really nice for just rinsing off in the summer after going to the beach. I have 21 gallons of water storage, and I didn't want to worry too much about the plumbing. I don't know anything about plumbing, so my 21 gallons of water are all directly underneath the sink, and that's just because I wanted the water to be able to go straight from the water tank up to the sink, down the drain, and straight into the gray water. I didn't want to have anything where water could be sitting and twists or turns. I know a lot of people have their water stored in the back, but I just wanted it to be as close to the sink as possible. I also only have one area with water storage. I don't have a water storage for a shower in the back. I don't have a water storage for a separate sink or for the bathroom area. It's all right here where I can empty it and fill it really easily. My water tanks also happen to fit just perfectly underneath the edge of the bus, so you can't see them from the outside, but they're also really easy to get to dump and fill. And then right on the other side of the wall of the kitchen brings us right back to Maui's terrarium. So as you've probably noticed, this bus is not done. My walls are jagged. I don't have any wallpaper. I saw the edges that need to be covered on this table. I want to create a little hidden cubby for my cat to stay in. I need to put cabinet doors up. There's just still a lot that needs to be done, but the basic outline is finished. I'm really excited about it. I love the way it turned out. I'm going to make a video of exactly where I store everything once I move into the bus, but I'm just not quite there yet. But I would love to go into detail of how I organize everything, how I keep all of my clothes with me, because I still have a pretty decent sized closet, where I keep all of my cooking things, where I keep all of my pet supplies, where I keep my outdoor gear, where I keep all of my personal care things, my shower things, and I'm really excited to bring it in and organize it and make it feel like home. Watching other people's experiences has been one of the most fun parts of planning out this lifestyle for myself. The most YouTube I ever watched was doing research for van life and bus life, and I watched hundreds of videos trying to figure out how to put everything together. It's such a fun community to be a part of. It's been so much fun interacting with people's videos and seeing how they've been living their lives. So I'm really excited to be able to share my experience. I am so excited for the next steps, and I can't wait to show you guys too. So thank you so much for watching. Wait, this part is amazing. I have a backup noise. Oh, jeez. Those are rocks. Backing up a bus is harder than it looks. Oh, I'm really... Oh my god. Sorry.
It's okay. You are terrifying me.
Smile. I'll just...